Life unfolds in seasons, and every season has a purpose. When we speak of manifesting, many focus on immediate results, as if we have the power to force things into existence. But true manifestation is tied to trust, a trust in divine timing, a trust in the unseen hand that guides our lives. Trust is the foundation of faith. It is easy to believe when everything is going well, but what about those moments when nothing seems to be moving? In those seasons, you must remember that what you are waiting for is not denied, but delayed for a reason. Delayed not because you are unworthy, but because the preparation must be complete. God's timing is not our timing, but His timing is always perfect. We often try to rush the process, thinking we know better. Yet when we force things, we find ourselves frustrated, anxious, and exhausted. That's not how God intended it. He designed life to be a journey where patience and persistence are developed in the waiting. The Bible reminds us in Isaiah 40:31, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength." It's in the waiting that you build your strength, your character, and your trust. Manifesting what you desire requires more than just a wish or a fleeting hope. It demands alignment with the purpose God has for your life. You can declare and visualize, but until your heart is anchored in trust that God knows the best timing, you will be at war with yourself. Trust transforms anxiety into peace. It allows you to rest in the knowledge that the delay is divine, that the waiting is working in something far greater in you than the immediate fulfillment ever could. Just as a farmer plants seeds and knows the harvest doesn't come overnight, so too must we understand that our visions, dreams, and desires are like seeds planted in faith. They will bloom, but only when the conditions are right. The soil of your life must be prepared. The timing must be aligned with heaven's calendar. Rushing the process will only produce incomplete results. Remember that God sees the entire picture. While you see only a glimpse, He knows what's ahead. What may seem like a delay to you is divine orchestration. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. The key is to trust the process, trust the timing, and trust that God is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see. When you stand in trust, your spirit is calm. You no longer fear that you've missed out or that someone else is ahead of you. You understand that everything will come at the right time, your time. And when it comes, you'll realize it was worth the wait, that the process made you stronger, wiser, and ready to receive the fullness of what you desired. So manifest with trust. Keep declaring, keep visualizing, and keep preparing, but always with the understanding that the timing is not yours to control. Rest in the truth that everything will come to you when you are ready and when the time is right. In that trust, you will find peace, fulfillment, and the manifestation of every good thing you've been promised. Trust is the cornerstone of faith. Without trust, faith crumbles, and without faith, we lose the anchor that holds us steady through life's storms. To trust in divine timing means to surrender your need for control and to believe that God's timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't align with your own. Often we find ourselves in situations where we question why things haven't happened as quickly as we would like. We start to doubt the process, wondering if perhaps we missed an opportunity or if we are being overlooked. But in these moments of doubt, we must remind ourselves that God sees what we cannot see. God operates outside of time. We are confined to the clock and calendar. Our perspective is limited, but His is all-encompassing. What may seem like a delay to us is in reality preparation for something greater. Trusting in divine timing means accepting that some things take time to develop and mature before they can come into fruition. It's like planting a seed in the soil. You don't dig it up every day to check its progress. You trust that, given the right conditions, the seed will sprout when it's ready. Similarly, the dreams and desires in your heart will manifest when the timing is right, not a moment sooner. The key to trusting in divine timing is patience. Patience isn't passive. It's an active decision to stay in faith, even when there's no evidence that anything is changing. Patience allows us to maintain peace during the waiting period, knowing that God is working behind the scenes, arranging everything according to His perfect plan. Every delay serves a purpose, even if we don't understand it at the time. We may want things to happen now, but God knows when we're truly ready to receive them. In life, there are seasons, and each season has its appointed time. Some seasons are for planning, others are for growing, and still others are for reaping. We often want to rush ahead to the harvest, but there's value in every season. Trust in divine timing means embracing the process, knowing that God is not only preparing the blessing for you, but He's also preparing you for the blessing. If you receive something too soon, you may not be ready to handle it. But when you trust that God's timing is perfect, you can rest in the assurance that everything will unfold exactly when it's meant to. This trust releases you from the anxiety of trying to make things happen on your own. It frees you from the pressure of comparing your journey to someone else's. When you trust in divine timing, you understand that what's meant for you will not pass you by. It will come at the right time, in the right way, and in the right season. You don't have to force it or manipulate circumstances. Your role is to stay faithful, to keep believing, and to prepare yourself for when the appointed time comes. In life, delays can be frustrating. When we have a vision or a dream, we often expect it to come to pass quickly, as if the moment we set our hearts on something, it should appear. But the reality is that delay does not mean denial. There is a divine purpose in the waiting. Often we confuse delay with rejection, thinking that just because something isn't happening now, it won't happen at all. But God's delays are never without reason. Every pause in your journey is designed to serve a greater purpose than you may realize in the moment. When you experience a delay, it's not a sign that God has forgotten you or that He's withholding blessings. It's quite the opposite. It's a sign that He's working on something far greater than you could imagine. Sometimes you're not yet ready to receive what you've asked for. God knows the fullness of your potential and the depths of your character. He knows what needs to be refined and strengthened in you before you can handle the blessing. If you received it too soon, it might overwhelm you, or you might not appreciate it as deeply. Waiting is a season of preparation. God is not only preparing what you're waiting for, but He's also preparing you for it. During the delay, you are being shaped, refined, and molded into the person who can fully embrace the blessing when it arrives. It's in this period that your faith is tested and strengthened. Without the process of waiting, we would miss out on the growth that's necessary to handle what's ahead. God is not only concerned with giving you the blessing, but He's also committed to developing your capacity to sustain it. In the waiting, you also learn trust. Trust that God's timing is perfect. Trust that what you desire is not denied, but delayed for your benefit. Trust that the process, though uncomfortable, is working for your good. The Bible says in Romans 8:2e that all things do work together for good to those who love God. This includes the waiting periods. You may not see it now, but every delay is orchestrating a better outcome than you could have planned for yourself. What seems like a setback is often a setup for something greater. During this time, it's crucial to remain patient and keep the faith. Don't give up just because things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. The delay is not a stop sign. It's a preparation stage. It's an opportunity for you to deepen your faith, to mature in your understanding, and to become the person you need to be for the next phase of your life. God knows the right timing, and when the moment is right, everything will fall into place effortlessly. The purpose of waiting is often revealed in hindsight. When the blessing finally comes, you'll understand why the delay was necessary. You'll see how God was protecting you, positioning you, and perfecting you during that time. The delay wasn't a punishment, but a period of grace to ensure that when the doors opened, you were ready to walk through them confidently. Trust that the delay has a purpose, and that purpose is to bring you into the fullness of what God has prepared for you at the exact moment you're ready to receive it. Waiting is not an easy task. It challenges your patience, tests your resolve, and often pushes you to the very limits of your faith. But in that waiting, something profound happens. Your strength and character are being built. Many people think of waiting as passive, a time of inactivity where nothing is happening. Yet in reality, the waiting period is one of the most active times in your spiritual and personal growth. It's where true transformation takes place, and the foundation of your future success is laid. When you're waiting, you're developing endurance. It's easy to move forward when things are going smoothly, but it takes real strength to press on when there's no visible progress. The Bible says in James 1:4, "Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete." Without lacking anything in the waiting, perseverance is doing its work in you. It's shaping you, deepening your faith, and teaching you how to stand firm, even when the winds of doubt and discouragement blow. Strength is not built in moments of ease. It's built when you're stretched, when you feel like you've reached the end of your capacity, but you decide to keep going anyway. This kind of strength cannot be developed quickly. It takes time, and the waiting period is the training ground where your spiritual muscles are being strengthened. Each day you remain faithful in the waiting. You are growing stronger, more resilient, and more equipped to handle what's ahead. Character is equally important. It is often said that true character is revealed not in moments of triumph, but in times of difficulty. When things aren't going your way, how do you respond? Do you become bitter, frustrated, and impatient? Or do you remain hopeful, trusting that God has a plan and is working things out in His time? The waiting period exposes what's truly inside of you and provides an opportunity for you to refine those aspects of your character that need growth. This is a time for humility, patience, and trust to take root in your heart. In the waiting, God is pruning you, removing attitudes, habits, and mindsets that would hinder you from receiving what He has for you. Just as a gardener prunes a tree so it can bear more fruit, so too does God prune us during seasons of waiting. He uses this time to mold us into the image of His Son, refining our character so that, when the blessing arrives, we are not only ready to receive it, but to sustain it. Waiting teaches you patience, and patience is one of the most powerful virtues you can develop. Patience is not about sitting idly by while time passes. It's about maintaining a calm, expectant faith that what God has promised will come to pass in due time. It's about trusting that the process is just as important as the destination. In fact, the process is where most of your growth will happen. The waiting period builds your ability to trust, to stay committed, and to act with integrity, even when you don't see immediate results. Your character is also built through how you handle setbacks and disappointments during the waiting period. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and there will be times when things seem to go in the opposite direction of what you're believing for. But it's in those moments that your character is truly refined. Will you continue to believe? Will you continue to act with integrity and faithfulness, even when things look bleak? The waiting season is where these qualities are developed, making you stronger and more prepared for the future. Waiting teaches you the importance of stewardship. How well do you manage the season you're in, even if it's not the season you hoped for? If you can be faithful in the small things, in the seemingly insignificant moments, God can trust you with greater things. Luke 16:1 says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." The waiting season is often a test of stewardship, how you handle your time. Your emotions and your responsibilities during this period will shape your capacity to handle greater blessings in the future. So the next time you find yourself in a season of waiting, remember that it's not wasted time. God is building your strength, your resilience, and your character in ways that will prepare you for the blessings to come. The waiting may be uncomfortable, but it is in this discomfort that true growth occurs. And when the time comes for you to step into the next phase of your life, you will do so with a stronger spirit, a refined character, and the confidence that you were shaped for this moment in the waiting. Manifestation is not simply about desiring something and expecting it to magically appear. True manifestation, the kind that brings lasting fulfillment and success, requires being in alignment with God's purpose for your life. We are not here by accident. We are here for a divine reason, with a purpose that God Himself has designed uniquely for each of us. When your desires align with God's purpose, that's when the power of manifestation truly works in your favor. It's not about pushing your own agenda or forcing your will upon circumstances. Instead, it's about coming into agreement with what God has already ordained for you. Many people struggle with the concept of manifestation because they try to manifest things outside of God's will. They want things for selfish reasons or to fulfill short-term desires that don't align with their long-term purpose. The key to successful manifestation is understanding that God's purpose is higher than our limited wants. Proverbs 19.21 reminds us, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. This means that we can have dreams and desires, but ultimately they must align with God's greater plan for our lives if they are to truly manifest in a way that brings peace, joy, and fulfillment. To align with God's purpose, we must first seek to understand His will for our lives. This requires time in prayer, meditation, and reflection. It's about asking God, what do you want from me? What is the plan you have set for me? When we pursue this divine wisdom, we begin to see that our desires may need refining. Sometimes we need to let go of certain ambitions or dreams that don't fit into God's purpose for us. This is not to say that God wants to withhold blessings from us. On the contrary, He desires to give us more than we could ever imagine, but it must be within the framework of His divine will. Manifestation becomes powerful when it is guided by God's purpose. When you are in alignment with that purpose, doors begin to open that no man can shut. Opportunities come your way that you could not have orchestrated on your own. This is because God is a master strategist. He knows the right people to bring into your life, the right timing for every opportunity, and the right circumstances to shape you into the person you are meant to be. Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works," which God prepared in advance for us to do. This means that everything you need to fulfill your purpose has already been prepared for you. Your role is to align yourself with God's plan so that you can step into what has already been laid out. This alignment requires a shift in perspective. It's about moving from a mindset of I want to a mindset of God. What do you want from me? It's about surrendering your will and trusting that God's plan is better than anything you could imagine. When you make this shift, your desires start to change. You begin to desire what God desires for you, and when your desires match His, manifestation becomes inevitable, because God will always support His purpose in your life. Matthew 6.33 says, "Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." When you prioritize God's kingdom as purpose for you, everything else falls into place. Manifestation also requires faith in the unseen. You may not always see the full picture of God's plan, but you must trust that He is working things out for your good. Hebrews 11.1 tells us, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Faith is essential in the process of manifestation because there will be times when it feels like nothing is happening. But when you are aligned with God's purpose, you can rest in the assurance that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if you can't see it yet. Another key aspect of aligning with God's purpose is obedience. Sometimes God will ask you to take steps that don't make sense in the moment. He may lead you in a direction that seems contrary to what you expected or desired. But remember, God's ways are higher than ours. Isaiah 55:8-9 says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Obedience to God's guidance is crucial in the manifestation process. When you follow His lead, even when it doesn't align with your plans, you are positioning yourself for the manifestation of His greater purpose. Manifestation requires patience and persistence. Just because you are aligned with God's purpose doesn't mean everything will happen overnight. There may still be seasons of waiting, testing, and growth. But during these times, you can hold on to the promise that what God has purposed for your life will come to pass. Philippians 1:6 assures us, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." God doesn't start something in your life without the intention of finishing it. As long as you stay in alignment with His purpose, you can trust that every step you take is moving you closer to the manifestation of the dreams He's placed in your heart. When you align with God's purpose, manifestation is not just about getting what you want. It's about becoming who God created you to be. It's about living a life that reflects His glory, a life that fulfills not only your desires, but also His divine will. And when you walk in that alignment, you'll find that manifestation is not a struggle, but a natural outflow of living in harmony with God's plan. Everything you need, everything you've prayed for, will come at the right time in the right way when you are aligned with the purpose God has set for you. Divine orchestration is the beautiful way God aligns circumstances, people, and timing to fulfill His purpose in your life. It is a reminder that nothing in your life happens by chance. Everything is intricately woven into God's perfect plan. Trusting this orchestration requires faith in both the process and the timing, even when you don't understand what is happening or why. It's knowing that even in the moments that seem difficult, confusing, or delayed, God is at work behind the scenes, aligning things according to His will for your ultimate good. One of the greatest challenges in life is learning to trust the process. As humans, we are naturally inclined to want control, to plan our steps, and foresee how things will unfold. But God's process often doesn't align with our plans or expectations. His ways are higher and His timing is perfect, though it may not always match what we desire in the moment. Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds us that He has made everything beautiful in its time. The key phrase here is "in its time." We often want the beauty now, the answer now, the fulfillment now. But the process is necessary for the timing to be perfect. Trusting the process requires a surrender of control. It means acknowledging that you don't know everything, and that's okay because God does. In the process, God is not only working on the things outside of you, such as the circumstances and people around you, but also within you. He's developing your character, increasing your faith, and teaching you lessons that will prepare you for the manifestation of your desires. If you were to receive what you're asking for without going through the necessary growth, you might not be ready for it. The process shapes you into the person who can handle the blessings you are destined to receive. One of the most difficult aspects of divine orchestration is the waiting period. It's easy to grow frustrated or discouraged when things don't happen according to your timeline. But remember, God is not in a hurry. He operates outside of time, and His timing is always precise. Psalm 12:14 encourages us to wait for the Lord. Be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. Waiting doesn't mean nothing is happening. In fact, waiting often indicates that something great is in the works, just not in the way we expect it. It's in the waiting that God is preparing the pieces of the puzzle, making sure everything fits together perfectly. Divine orchestration also teaches us to trust that even setbacks, delays, or apparent failures are part of the process. What seems like a roadblock might actually be a divine detour. God might be redirecting you towards something even better than what you initially envisioned. Proverbs 69 says, "In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." This means that while you may have a vision of where you're headed, God is the one who orders your steps, ensuring that you arrive at the right place at the right time. Trust that every step, whether forward or seemingly backward, is part of His divine plan. Divine orchestration often involves the alignment of people. Sometimes God will delay things in your life because He is aligning others who will play a critical role in your journey. Think about Joseph in the Bible. He endured years of suffering, betrayal, and imprisonment, but all along God was orchestrating his rise to power in Egypt. The timing wasn't just about Joseph. It was about the right people being in place at the right time for God's plan to be fulfilled. In your life, there are people you haven't met yet, relationships that haven't formed yet, and connections that haven't been made yet, but God is preparing them just as He is preparing you. Finally, trusting in divine orchestration means embracing peace in the uncertainty. When you truly trust the process and timing, you can rest in knowing that God has everything under control. Philippians 4:6.7 reminds us, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." When you trust in divine orchestration, you are able to release anxiety, knowing that God is working all things for your good. In conclusion, divine orchestration is a reminder that God's hand is in every detail of your life. Trust the process, trust the timing, and trust that God knows what He is doing. The waiting is not wasted. The setbacks are not failures. They are all part of a grand design, a masterpiece that is being painted with your life. Stay faithful, stay patient, and know that in due time, everything will come together in ways more beautiful and perfect than you could have ever imagined.
My dear friends, imagine with me for a moment. Close your eyes and see yourself standing atop the mountain of your greatest desire. Feel the cool breeze on your face, the solid ground beneath your feet, and the warmth of accomplishment in your heart. You have arrived. You have won. This is not a mere daydream, but the very essence of your reality. Tonight, we delve into a profound truth that has the power to transform your life entirely. Act like you already won. This is not merely a catchy phrase or fleeting motivational quip. No, this is the very key to unlocking the infinite potential that resides within you. You see, my beloved, the world you perceive around you is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. Your consciousness is the only true reality. Everything else, every circumstance, every event, every person in your life is simply responding to the contents of your mind. When you truly grasp this, you will understand the immense power you hold. To act as though you have already won is to align yourself with the vibrational frequency of your desire. It is to step into the skin of your ideal self, to breathe the air of your dreams, to walk in the shoes of the person you aspire to be. This is not pretense or make-believe. This is the art of realizing that your imagination is the creative force of the universe. Consider for a moment the last time you achieved something significant. Perhaps it was a promotion at work, a personal milestone, or a long-held dream finally manifested. Before it happened in your external reality, did you not first experience it in your mind? Did you not feel the emotions associated with that achievement? Did you not, in essence, act as though you had already won? This, my friends, is the secret that the great mystics and sages have known for millennia. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. What you hold in your consciousness must, by universal law, be reflected in your experience. Therefore, to act as though you've already won is to set in motion the cosmic forces that will bring your desire to tangible reality, This is not about fooling yourself or others. It's about understanding the true nature of reality and your place within it. You are not a helpless speck in a vast, uncaring universe. You are the operant power, the divine imaginer, the very essence of creation itself. When you act as though you have already won, you are not denying your current circumstances. Rather, you're choosing to place your attention and energy on the state you wish to inhabit. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, reality follows. Imagine a seed planted in the soil. It doesn't wait until it becomes a mighty oak to act like one. From the moment it is planted, it begins to grow and stretch towards the sun. It doesn't doubt its destiny. It simply acts in accordance with its nature. And so must you. You might ask, but Wayne, how can I act as though I've already won when my current reality shows me otherwise? This, my dear friends, is where faith comes into play. Not blind faith in some external force, but unwavering faith in the power of your own imagination. Faith is nothing more than loyalty to your unseen reality. It is the conviction that what you desire is already yours, even if your physical senses cannot yet perceive it. When you act from this place of knowing, you align yourself with the creative forces of the universe. Let me share with you a story that illustrates this principle beautifully. There was once a young woman who dreamed of becoming a renowned author. She had written a novel, but faced rejection after rejection from publishers. Instead of allowing despair to overcome her, she chose to act as though she had already won. Every day, she would wake up and greet the day as a best-selling author. She would sit at her desk with the confidence of someone whose words were cherished by millions. She would sign books for imaginary fans and give interviews to invisible reporters. To an outside observer, this might have seemed delusional, but to her, it was the most natural thing in the world. And do you know what happened? Within a year, her novel was not only published, but became an international sensation. The very publishers who had rejected her were now clamoring for her next work. She had become, in reality, what she had first become in her imagination. This, my friends, is the power backing as though you have already won. It is not about denying your current reality, but about choosing which reality you wish to give your attention and energy to. For in truth, all possible realities exist simultaneously. Your job is simply to select the one you wish to experience. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Wayne, surely can't be that simple. And to that I say, it is both simpler and more profound than you can imagine. The simplicity lies in the act itself, choosing to embody your desired state. The profundity lies in the transformation it brings about, not just in your external circumstances, but in the very core of your being. When you act as though you have already won, you begin to see the world through new eyes. Opportunities that were always there, but invisible to you, suddenly come into focus. People respond to you differently because you are radiating a different energy. The universe itself seems to conspire to bring your desires into manifestation. But let me be clear, this is not about passive wishing or idle daydreaming. To act as though you have already won requires commitment, persistence, and an unwavering belief in the power of your imagination. It requires you to stand firm in your conviction. Even when the world seems to contradict your inner knowing, consider the great innovators and visionaries throughout history. Did they not act as though their ideas were already realized before the world caught up? Did Einstein not see the universe anew in his mind's eye before he could prove his theories mathematically? Did Martin Luther King Jr. not speak of his dream as though it were already a reality? Even in the face of overwhelming opposition, these individuals understood a fundamental truth, that the world does not change until we change. And we do not truly change until we embody the state of our desire so completely that it becomes our new normal. So how do we put this principle into practice? How do we act as though we have already won in our day-to-day lives? Let me offer you some guidance. First and foremost, you must cultivate a vivid and detailed image of your desired state. See it, feel it, taste it, touch it in your imagination. Make it so real that you can step into it at will. This is not mere visualization. This is the art of living from the end. Next, you must learn to disregard the evidence of your senses when it contradicts your inner knowing. This doesn't mean ignoring your current reality, but rather choosing not to give it power over your inner state. Remember, your senses only show you what is being, not what can be. Then, you must persist in your new state regardless of outer circumstances. This is where many falter. They act as though they have won for a day or a week, but at the first sign of adversity, they revert to their old patterns of thought and behavior. Persistence is key. You must be loyal to your unseen reality until it becomes seen. How would I act if I had already achieved my desire? How would I think? How would I feel? What would my posture be like? How would I speak to others? Then embody those qualities to the best of your ability. This is not about pretending or putting on an act for others. It's about aligning your entire being with the reality you wish to experience. It's about becoming, in mind and heart, the person who has already achieved what you desire. Let me give you a practical exercise to help you embody this principle. Tonight, before you go to sleep, take a few moments to imagine a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and real as possible. Feel the emotions you would feel if your desire were already realized. As you drift off to sleep, carry this scene and these feelings with you. Let them be the last thing in your consciousness before you enter the state of sleep. For in sleep, your subconscious mind is most receptive to impressions. When you wake in the morning, before you engage with the outside world, recall this scene. Step into it once again. Feel the reality of it. Then, as you go about your day, carry that feeling with you. Let it inform your actions, your words, your very being. You see, my dear friends, when you act as though you have already won, you are not engaging in wishful thinking or self-deception. You are aligning yourself with a fundamental law of consciousness. You are exercising your divine right as a creative being to choose the reality you wish to experience. But let me caution you, this is not about manipulating others or forcing outcomes. The law works impersonally. When you act as though you have already won, you are not changing the world. You are changing yourself. And as you change, the world must change in response to match your new vibration. This principle applies to every area of your life. Whether you seek success in your career, harmony in your relationships, abundance in your finances, or radiant health in your body, the key is the same. Act as though you already possess what you desire. If you seek career success, carry yourself with the confidence and poise of someone who's already achieved their professional goals. Speak with the authority of an expert in your field. Make decisions from the perspective of someone who has already reached the pinnacle of their career. If you desire harmonious relationships, interact with others as though you are already surrounded by love and understanding. Treat everyone you meet with the kindness and compassion of someone who knows they are deeply loved and appreciated. If financial abundance is your goal, make choices as though money were no object. Feel the security and freedom of knowing that all your needs are abundantly met. Give generously, for that is the action of someone who knows they live in a universe of infinite supply. And if vibrant health is what you seek, move through your day with the energy and vitality of someone in peak physical condition. Nourish your body as though it were a temple of perfect health. Breathe deeply, stand tall, and radiate well-being from every cell of your being. Remember, my beloved, the outer world has no choice but to conform to your inner assumptions. When you consistently act as though you have already won, you set in motion a chain of events that must lead to the manifestation of your desire. But here's a crucial point. Do not become attached to the how or the when of your manifestation. Your job is to hold the end in mind, to live from the state of wish fulfilled. The means by which your desire comes into being is the domain of infinite intelligence. Trust in the perfect unfolding of your good. Some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, what about effort? What about taking action in the physical world? And to that, I say, inspired action is a natural consequence of living in the state of wish fulfilled. When you truly embody the feeling of having already won, You will be naturally moved to take the right actions at the right time. These actions will not feel like struggle or strain. They will feel natural, even inevitable. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, saying the right words to the right people. This is the magic of aligning your inner state with your desired reality. Now, let me address a common misconception. Acting as though you have already won does not mean ignoring problems or challenges when they arise. It means facing them from the perspective of someone who knows their ultimate victory is assured. When obstacles appear on your path, as they inevitably will, do not see them as barriers to your success. See them as opportunities to demonstrate your unshakable faith in your desired outcome. Approach them with the confidence of someone who knows that every challenge contains within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. In fact, welcome these challenges, for they are not obstacles to your desire. They are the means by which your desire comes into being. They're the universe's way of strengthening you, preparing you to fully embody the state you have chosen. Remember, my dear friends, the world is yourself pushed out. Everything you experience is a reflection of your own consciousness. Therefore, to change your world, you must change yourself. And the most effective way to change yourself is to act as though you've already become the person you aspire to be. This is not about forcing change through willpower or positive thinking. It's about aligning yourself with the natural laws of consciousness. It's about recognizing your true identity as the operant power in your universe. When you act as though you've already won, you are declaring to the universe, this is who I am. And the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you in your experience. This is the true meaning of the biblical phrase, I am that I am. It is a recognition of your power to define your own reality. But let me warn you, this power comes with great responsibility. For as you begin to grasp the magnitude of your creative ability, you will realize that you are the author of every experience in your life. This can be a sobering realization, but it is also incredibly liberating. No longer can you blame circumstances, other people, or fate for your situation. You must take full ownership of your life. But in doing so, you also claim your power to change it. You recognize that just as you have created your current reality, you can create a new one. This is why it's crucial to guard the door of your mind. Be vigilant about the thoughts you entertain and the emotions you cultivate. For these are the seeds from which your future reality will grow. Choose thoughts and feelings that align with your desired state and let go of those that do not serve you. As you practice acting as though you have already won, you may find that your desires themselves begin to evolve. This is natural and to be welcomed. For as you grow and expand your consciousness, your vision of what's possible expand as well. Don't be afraid to dream big. Don't limit yourself based on what you think is possible or realistic. Remember, you are not bound by the limitations of your current reality. You are limited only by your capacity to imagine and your willingness to embody that imagination. Now, some of you might be wondering, but Wayne, what about the desires of others? What if my desire conflicts with someone else's? To this I say, there is no competition in the realm of pure consciousness. Your good does not come at the expense of another's. In fact, as you elevate your own consciousness, you elevate the consciousness of all those around you. When you act as though you've already won, you become a living example of what's possible. You inspire others to reach for their own dreams. You become a light in the world, illuminating the path for others to follow. But remember, you are not responsible for the choices of others. Your job is to tend to your own garden, to cultivate your own consciousness. As you do so, you create a field of positive influence that touches everyone you encounter. Let me address another question that often arises. How long will it take for my desire to manifest? My friends, time is a construct of the human mind. In the realm of pure consciousness, all things exist now. Your desire is already fulfilled in the eternal now. Your task is to align your consciousness with that reality. The time it takes for your desire to appear in your physical experience depends on many factors, including the strength of your belief, the consistency of your mental diet, and your ability to persist in the face of contrary evidence. But know this and truly embody the feeling of your wish fulfilled. The seed of its manifestation is from that moment on. Everything in your experience will begin to shift to align with your new state of being. Sometimes the changes will be subtle at first, barely perceptible. Other times they will be dramatic and immediate, but always they will be perfect in their timing and unfolding. Your job is not to worry about when or how your desire will manifest. Your job is to live each day from the state of wish fulfilled, to act as though you have already won. As you do this, you will find that life becomes an exciting adventure full of synchronicities and delightful surprises. You will begin to see evidence of your new reality everywhere you look. People will respond to you differently. Opportunities will appear as if by magic. The very circumstances of your life will rearrange themselves to match your inner state. As you master the art of acting as though you have already won, you will discover that the greatest prize is not the external manifestation of your desire, but the internal transformation that occurs along the way. You will discover a deep sense of peace and contentment, knowing that you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. You will experience a profound sense of connection with the creative power of the universe. You will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are one with the source of all being. This, my beloved friends, is the true meaning of winning. It's not about accumulating external accolades or possessions. It's about realizing your divine nature, about stepping into the fullness of who you truly are. As you continue to practice this principle, you will find that your entire life becomes a living prayer, the constant affirmation of your oneness with the divine. Every thought, every word, every action becomes an expression of your highest self. You will no longer need to consciously act as though you have already won, because you will know at the deepest level of your being that you have always been the winner. You will recognize that every experience, every challenge, every seeming setback has been a part of your journey to this realization. And from this place of knowing, you will be able to create miracles, not through force or struggle, but through the effortless power of your aligned consciousness. You will move through the world with grace and ease, knowing that all creation is working in your favor. So, my dear friends, I challenge you to embrace this principle with all your heart. Begin today in this very moment to act as though you have already won. Step into the skin of your ideal self. Breathe the air of your dreams. Walk in the shoes of the person you aspire to be. Do this not just in your imagination, but in every aspect of your daily life. Let every thought, every word, every action be an affirmation of your desired state. Be unwavering in your commitment to this practice, even when the outside world seems to contradict your inner knowing. Remember, you are not waiting for something to happen to you. You are actively creating your reality through the power of your consciousness. You are the artist, and your life is the canvas. Paint boldly with vibrant colors and sweeping strokes. Create a masterpiece worthy of your divine nature. As you do this, watch and wonder as the world around you begins to transform. Marvel at the synchronicities that occur, the doors that open, the opportunities that present themselves. But most of all, relish in the inner peace and joy that come from living in alignment with your true self. For, in the end, my beloved, this is what it means to truly win. It's not about reaching the destination, but about fully embracing the journey. It's about recognizing the divine within you and allowing it to express itself freely in your life. So go forth, my friends, and act as though you have already won, for in truth you have. You won the moment you chose to step into the fullness of your being. You won the moment you decided to claim your divine birthright as a co-creator of your reality. Embrace this truth. Live it. Breathe it, be it. And watch as the entire universe conspires to bring your grandest visions into reality. For you are more powerful than you, more divine than you can imagine, and more loved than you can comprehend. Act as though you've already won, my dear ones. For in the eyes of the divine, you have always been and will always be the ultimate victor. Go now and create the life of your dreams. The world is waiting for the unique gift that only you can give. Act as though you've already won. And so you shall. My friends, I stand before you today to share a profound truth that has the power to transform your life in the most extraordinary way. This is a message that has the potential to liberate you from the shackles of doubt, fear, and uncertainty, and propel you towards the realization of your grandest dreams. Imagine for a moment that you have already achieved the goals you've set for yourself. Visualize with crystal clarity the reality of your life as it would be if you had already won. Picture yourself living in that state of abundant fulfillment, surrounded by the tangible manifestations of your heart's desires. Feel the weight of success resting upon your shoulders, the confidence radiating from your every step, the joy that permeates your being. This, my friends, is the essence of the message I bring you today. Act like you already won. It is a simple concept, yet one that holds the key to unlocking the doors to your greatest triumphs. You see, the world in which we live is a realm of infinite possibilities, a canvas upon which we are invited to paint the masterpiece of our lives. But too often, we allow ourselves to be shackled by the limitations of our own beliefs, the doubts that plague our minds, and the fear of the unknown. We cling to the illusion of the present, unable to envision the splendor that lies ahead. But I say unto you, my friends, that the true power lies not in the external circumstances, but in the world within. It is your thoughts, your beliefs, your imagination that hold the power to shape your reality. And when you act as if you have already won, you set in motion a chain of events that will bring your desire into physical manifestation. Imagine for a moment a seed buried deep within the earth. That seed, my friends, holds the potential for a majestic oak tree, complete with towering branches, lush foliage, and the promise of shade and sustenance. And yet, if that seed were to remain dormant, doubting its own ability to grow, it would never fulfill its destiny. It is only when the seed acknowledges its inherent power, when it pushes forth into the light, that it can become the magnificent tree it was always meant to be. And so it is with you, my friends. Within each and every one of you, there lies a seed of greatness, a wellspring of untapped potential. But it is only when you act like you already won that you unleash the full force of that potential, setting in motion the chain of events that will bring your dreams to life. Imagine for a moment that you've already achieved the financial abundance you desire. Visualize yourself living in a beautiful home, driving the car of your dreams, and surrounded by the luxuries that you have long dreamed of. Feel the weight of that success resting upon your shoulders, the confidence that radiates from your every step, the joy that permeates your being. This, my friends, is the power of acting as if you have already won. But you may ask, how do I begin to act like I already won? The answer, my friends, is both simple and profound. It begins with a shift in your mindset. You must let go of the limiting beliefs that have held you back, the doubts that have plagued your mind, and the fear that has stifled your progress. You must embrace the unwavering conviction that you are already the person you aspire to be, that you have already achieved the goals you have set for yourself. This, my friends, is not a mere exercise in positive thinking or visualization. It is a profound shift in your very being, a transformation that occurs at the deepest levels of your consciousness. It is the recognition that you are not bound by the constraints of the external world, but rather that you are the architect of your own destiny. When you act like you already won, you are, in essence, aligning your internal reality with your external circumstances. You are sending a powerful message to the universe, a declaration of your unwavering belief in your own ability to manifest your desires. And as you do so, the universe responds, sending forth the resources, opportunities, and synchronicities that will bring your dreams to life. Imagine for a moment that you have already found the love of your life, the soulmate who completes you in the most profound way. Visualize yourself walking hand in hand with this person, sharing in the joy, the laughter, and the deep connection that you have always craved. Feel the warmth of their embrace, the tenderness of their touch, the way their very presence fills your heart with a sense of wholeness and belonging. This, my friends, is the power of acting like you already won. When you embody the energy of already having achieved your heart's desires, you become a magnet for those very things. The universe conspires to bring you what you have already claimed as your own, for it recognizes the unwavering conviction in your being. But you may ask, what if I fail? What if I put in all this effort and still come up short? My friends, I say unto you that there is no such thing as failure, only feedback. Every perceived setback, every obstacle that arises, is merely an opportunity for growth, a chance to refine your approach and deepen your understanding. Imagine for a moment that you have set out to climb a great mountain. As you ascend, you may encounter challenges and difficulties, moments where the path ahead seems daunting and the summit appears out of reach. But with each step, with each obstacle overcome, you grow stronger, wiser, and more determined. And when you finally reach the summit, the sense of accomplishment and fulfillment is all the sweeter for the journey you have undertaken. And so it is with the pursuit of your dreams, my friends. The path may not always be smooth. The challenges may not always be easy to overcome. But when you act like you already won, you imbue your journey with a sense of purpose, a conviction that will carry you through even the darkest of times. Imagine for a moment that you have already achieved the level of health and vitality that you desire. Visualize yourself brimming with energy, your body toned and vibrant, your mind clear and focused. Feel the joy and confidence that radiates from your very being, the ease with which you move through your day, the sense of well-being that permeates your every thought. This, my friends, is the power of acting like you already won. When you embody the energy of already having achieved your health goals, you send a powerful message to your subconscious mind, which in turn begins to align your physical reality with your internal vision. But you may ask, what if I don't feel like I have the willpower or the discipline to maintain a healthy lifestyle? My friends, I say unto you that willpower and discipline are but tools, and that the true power lies in your ability to tap into the deeper well of your own self-love and self-acceptance. Imagine for a moment that you are a parent gazing upon your child with unconditional love and adoration. Would you ever berate or belittle that child for their perceived flaws or shortcomings? Of course not, for you would see them through the lens of pure, unadulterated love. And so it must be with yourself, my friends. When you act like you already won in the realm of health and vitality, you are not engaging in a battle of willpower or discipline, but rather a celebration of self, love and self-acceptance. You are embracing the truth that you are already whole, already perfect, already deserving of the vibrant, radiant life you desire. Imagine for a moment that you have already achieved the level of personal growth and spiritual enlightenment that you have long sought. Visualize yourself as a beacon of light, radiating love, compassion, and wisdom to all those around you. Feel the profound sense of peace and inner harmony that permeates your being, the unwavering connection to the divine that guides your every step. This, friends, is the ultimate expression of acting like you already won. For when you embody the energy of already having achieved your highest spiritual aspirations, you unlock the very essence of who you truly are, a divine, eternal being, a co-creator with the universe itself. But you may ask, how do I begin this profound journey of self-transformation? The answer, my friends, lies in the power of your imagination. For it is through the creative faculty of your mind that you can shape the very fabric of your reality. Imagine for a moment that you are a sculptor standing before a vast expanse of clay with each pass of your hands, each gentle caress of the material. You bring forth the masterpiece that resides within. And so it is with your life, my friends. You are the sculptor, and your thoughts, your beliefs, your intentions are the tools with which you craft your ultimate creation. When you act like you already won, you are, in essence, molding the clay of your life with the unwavering conviction of your vision. You are declaring to the world that you are the creator. This is who I am. This is what I desire. And this is the reality I choose to bring into being. And as you do so, the universe responds in kind, sending forth the resources, the opportunities, and the synchronicities that will bring your dreams to life. For the universe is a mirror reflecting back to you the very essence of who you believe yourself to be. Imagine for a moment that you have already achieved the level of financial abundance and prosperity that you desire. Visualize yourself living in a beautiful home surrounded by the luxuries that you have long dreamed of. Feel the weight of that success resting upon your shoulders. The confidence that radiates from your every step, the joy that permeates your being. My friends, I ask you to consider this. What would the person who has already achieved that level of financial success think, feel, and do on a daily basis? How would they carry themselves? How would they interact with the world? How would they approach the challenges and opportunities that arise? This, my friends, is the key to acting like you already won. It is not a mere exercise in positive thinking or visualization, but rather a profound shift in your very way of being. It is the embodiment of the person you aspire to become. The living, breathing manifestation of your greatest dreams. When you act like you already won, you are not waiting for some future event to validate your worth or your abilities. You are already claiming the reality you desire as your own. And the universe responds by aligning your external circumstances with your internal vision. Imagine for a moment that you have already found the love of your life, the soulmate who completes you in the most profound way. Visualize yourself walking hand in hand with this person, sharing in the joy, the laughter, and the deep connection that you have always craved. Feel the warmth of their embrace, the tenderness of their touch, the way their very presence fills your heart with a sense of wholeness and belonging. Now, I ask you, how would the person who has already found that level of love and connection think, feel, and act on a daily basis? Would they be plagued by doubt, fear, and insecurity? Or would they radiate an aura of confidence, self-love, and the unwavering belief that they are worthy of such a profound connection? This, my friends, is the essence of acting like you already want. It is the recognition that you are not limited by the constraints of time or space, that the reality you desire already exists within the realm of your imagination. And when you claim that reality is your own, when you embody the energy of the person you aspire to become, you set in motion a chain of events that will bring your dreams to fruition. Imagine for a moment that you have already achieved the level of health and vitality that you desire. Visualize yourself brimming with energy, your body toned and vibrant, your mind clear and focused. Feel the joy and confidence that radiates from your very being. The ease with which you move through your day, the sense of well-being that permeates your every thought and action. Now, I ask you, how would the person who has already achieved that level of health and vitality think, feel, and act on a daily basis? Would they be consumed by self-doubt, self-criticism, and a constant struggle to maintain their regimen? Or would they embrace a deep sense of self-love, self-acceptance, and the unwavering conviction that their body is a temple, a sacred vessel that deserves the utmost care and nourishment? This, my friends, is the true power of acting like you already want. It is not about forcing yourself to adhere to a rigid set of rules or guidelines, but rather a celebration of the inherent perfection that resides within you. When you embody the energy of the person you aspire to become, you unlock the very essence of who you truly are, a divine, eternal being, worthy of the vibrant, radiant life you desire. Imagine for a moment that you have already achieved the level of personal growth and spiritual enlightenment that you have long sought. Visualize yourself as a beacon of light, radiating love, compassion, and wisdom to all those around you. Feel the profound sense of peace and inner harmony that permeates your being, the unwavering connection to the divine that guides your every step. Now, I ask you, how would the person who has already achieved that level of spiritual mastery think, feel, and act on a daily basis? Would they be plagued by ego, attachment, and the constant need for validation? Or would they embody a deep sense of humility, surrender, and the unwavering conviction that they are an integral part of the vast, interconnected tapestry of life? This, my friends, is the pinnacle of acting like you already won. It is the recognition that you are not separate from the divine, but rather an extension of the creative force that animates the universe itself. When you embody the energy of the person you aspire to become, you unlock the very essence of who you truly are. A co-creator, a manifester of your deepest desires, a living, breathing testament to the power of the human spirit. And so, my friends, I implore you to embrace the transformative power of acting like you already won. Let go of the limiting beliefs, the doubts, and the fears that have held you back, and step into the boundless realm of your own imagination. Visualize the reality you desire. Feel it in every fiber of your being, and then, with unwavering conviction, declare to the universe, "This is who I am. This is what I desire, and this is the reality I choose to bring into being." But when you act like you already won, my friends, the universe conspires to make it so. The resources, the opportunities, and the synchronicities that will bring your dreams to life will begin to manifest as if by magic in response to the powerful energy you have set in motion. So let us go forth, my friends, with the unwavering belief that we are already the embodiment of our greatest dreams. Let us walk with the confidence of the person we aspire to become. Let us speak with the conviction of one who has already achieved their goals. And let us live each moment as if we have already won. In doing so, we will not only transform our own lives, but we will also inspire and uplift those around us, becoming living, breathing examples of the power of the human spirit. We will be the catalyst for a new era of prosperity, health, and spiritual enlightenment, paving the way for a world that is more vibrant, more joyful, and more connected than ever before. So, my friends, act like you already won. Embrace the energy of your greatest dreams and let the universe conspire to make it so. For in doing so, you will unlock the very essence of who you truly are, a divine, eternal being, a co-creator with the universe itself, and a living, breathing testament to the boundless possibilities that await. Thank you, my friends, and may the blessings of the divine be with you always.